DNA doesn't know it made a mistake. It follows instructions exactly as written. If the signal says build 2 faces, 2 heads, or no eyes, it keeps going. The embryo finishes the construction, regardless if the outcome is able to survive. Albino monkeys. White fur in a green jungle isn't camouflage. It's a liability. Albino monkeys lack melanin entirely, the pigment responsible for coloring skin, fur, and eyes. What that produces is unmistakable. Pale coats that reflect light, pink eyes that struggle in sunlight, and skin that burns quickly under exposure. Predators notice them first, often from far away. Their own groups notice them too. Many primate species rely on visual pattern recognition, and an unexpected color can trigger aggression or rejection. Some albino monkeys are attacked or expelled by their own troops simply because they don't match the expected visual template. Vision problems add another layer. Light sensitivity, blurred sight, sometimes near blindness. And yet their behavior remains unchanged. Same social hierarchies, same grooming rituals, same territorial instincts. They perform every routine perfectly, just without the ability to blend in. In the wild, most are killed or driven out shortly after independence. Eyeless dogs. Some dogs are born without eyes at all. The condition is called anophthalmia, and it doesn't mean damaged eyes hidden behind closed lids. There are no eyes beneath the skin. The embryo begins assembling the face, then skips the visual system entirely. It happens in roughly 1 in 10,000 dogs. Genetic errors or viral infections during pregnancy can cause the same outcome. What's missing in vision, the body compensates for elsewhere. Hearing sharpens dramatically. Smell becomes spatial. These dogs navigate rooms by scent gradients, recognize people instantly, and avoid obstacles using cues sighted animals ignore. In familiar environments, it's easy to forget they're blind. They play, run, and interact normally. The brain reroutes sensory processing and keeps the system functional. Darkness is not a disadvantage when the world was never built on light. 4-legged chickens. Extra legs growing where they shouldn't exist is called Polymelia. It occurs in roughly 1 in 10 million chicks. Development begins as conjoined twins. One twin starts to form, then partially collapses. What remains are surplus limbs attached near the pelvis or fused to existing bone. These legs are smaller and non-functional. Joints are locked. Muscle tissue exists, but receives no neural input. Blood still flows, keeping the tissue alive, but the brain has no access. They hang there permanently disconnected. The chicken carries extra mass without extra strength. Balance is off. Fatigue sets in quickly. Most documented cases appear in large hatcheries where thousands of eggs develop under artificial conditions. Veterinary exams usually show the bird is otherwise healthy. The body built something it never learned how to control, and then kept it. Janus calves. This is not 2 heads sharing control. It's 1 head with 2 faces. The condition is called Diprosopus. During development, a protein called sonic hedgehog determines how wide a face becomes. When that signal remains active too long, the face continues expanding until it duplicates. The result is 1 skull carrying 2 noses, 2 mouths, and sometimes multiple eyes stretched across a widened forehead. The condition appears most often in cattle. Farmers call them Janus calves, after the Roman god with 2 faces. Internally, nothing aligns cleanly. The brain is often singular, but airways and digestive structures are duplicated, fused, or misrouted. One mouth may breathe while the other attempts to feed. Coordination is impossible. The added facial mass often prevents the calf from lifting its head. Most die within minutes. The longest recorded survival lasted 40 days. A single identity pulled across a face that never stopped widening. Long before genetics, animals like this were never seen as accidents. In ancient Rome, 2-faced calves were recorded as omens, not organisms, signs of war, famine, divine anger. In the Middle Ages, the interpretation hardened. Families who witnessed such births were accused of sin, corruption, even demonic influence. The animal wasn't studied, it was feared. That fear didn't come from nowhere. It came from a body that looked like it was never meant to exist. 2-headed snakes. Two-headed snakes form when an embryo starts splitting into identical twins and stops halfway. The condition is called bicephaly. One body, two heads, two brains issuing commands to the same muscles. A two-headed copperhead revealed the internal chaos. X-rays showed two tracheas, two esophagi, one heart, and a single set of lungs. Each head controlled different parts of the feeding process. Neither functioned properly without the other. Movement becomes negotiation. One head pulls left, the other right. When prey appears, both strike. Both try to swallow. Time is lost. Hunger increases. In some cases, the heads attack each other, mistaking their twin for a threat. Most die within months. A few survive decades in captivity under controlled conditions. Two pilots, one joystick, no agreement. Cyclops cats. This mutation removes the negotiation entirely. The condition is called Holoprosencephaly. During early development, the forebrain is supposed to split into two hemispheres. Sometimes it never does. The result is a single eye positioned where the nose should form. The nose either fails to develop or appears as a non-functional proboscis above the eye. The brain beneath remains fused, incompatible with sustained life. Most are stillborn. Those born alive struggle to breathe through malformed airways. A kitten named Psy survived one day. The longest documented survival occurred in a human infant who lived 8 months. Some are born with otherwise normal bodies. Only the face reveals the failure. Mythology, briefly alive before biology shuts it down. Conjoined turtles. In turtles, the same developmental error seen in two-headed snakes appears with slightly higher frequency. Roughly 1 in 50,000 hatchlings emerge with two heads, usually supported by 6 legs, each brain wired to control only part of the body. As with bicephalic snakes, movement depends on coordination rather than instinct. No single brain ever gains full control. Progress only happens when both agree. Water makes this far less forgiving. Each head surfaces to breathe on its own rhythm. Miss the timing, and the entire animal risks drowning. Cooperation isn't optional, it's enforced by the environment. A diamondback terrapin born this way was nicknamed Mary-Kate and Ashley, 2 personalities. One shell, still alive years later under human care. Each head controls 3 legs. Forward motion exists, but autonomy never does. Siamese twin cats. Conjoined cats are far rarer than reptiles. Mammalian anatomy is more complex, with shared organs and more failure points. The embryo begins splitting, then fuses back together at the chest, abdomen, or spine. What survives is often 2 heads sharing a heart and liver, supported by 4 legs. Each head retains a distinct identity. Different expressions, sometimes different eye colors. Separate instincts drawing from the same circulatory system. They aren't more common in cats, it just feels more visible. Most are stillborn and rarely survive beyond hours. The heart doesn't negotiate between 2 brains. Stay curious.